Welcome back to GBGuns. Got something a little different. We don't normally do armor tests because, well, they're NIJ rated. You flip over the armor and read the rating, and that tells you what it's set up for. As you can see, this universal armor, which is actually from a company called TacticalXMen, which is actually from a company whose name I can't pronounce, though it's claimed at 3A rating, does not have any label on it. It also has some interesting properties. You notice this false pec looking thing, which would be kind of cool. They say in their description it's inspired by modern armor. Doesn't have to be modern, dating back to the 30s. The T-34 sloped armor, giving it angles, allows you to have a momentary thicker spot from the same breadth of material, if that makes sense. As it tilts, there's more to penetrate through. That lets this be thinner and lighter, and it is stupidly lightweight. My concern, however, as we showed in our live not too long ago, is these angles also might be directing spall up into certain sensitive areas where you may not want fragments to hit you. So we're going to test this, shooting it with a few calibers, some that are common, some that are uncommon, some that I expect will defeat it. But what we want to do first with the stuff that it should stop is shoot it while it's sitting in a cardboard box. Why? We'll get to that. But anyways, Universal Armor TacticalXMen / whatever coming up next on GBGuns. So how are we going to test it? Well, once we get to the spall part, we're setting this armor inside of a box just like this. We'll lean it up against something and shoot it, and the cardboard should show us how much stuff deflects off. As far as what are we going to throw at it, we've got, of course, the basics: 22 LR, 22 mag out of a long barrel. We've got some hot 9 plus P fragmenting stuff. See what that does. Of course, 45 and 10 mil, those should be stocked easily. 7.62 .25 Tokarev, especially some old machine gun ammo, definitely should penetrate. We've got 9 mil long barrels thanks to the Streebog, and 7.62 .39 out of a short barrel. Got a couple specialty rounds for that too. Let's see how it does. So we are about 12-15 yards away, giving benefit of the doubt to this stuff. We've got it set up in the box so we can detect for spall, and our first shot will be with 22 LR out of a Gram Power K22S. Just looking to see if we get spall off of it. Let's take a look. So 22 LR out of a 5-inch barrel. Hopefully the camera catches it. We've got some deformation here. There was no spall evidence in the box. It absorbed it all. And we have back face deformation. An actual dent there. Hopefully the lighting's getting it.
Out of regular 22.
These were not just any 22 though. They were Remington Golden Bucket. The dangerous stuff. So this test might get interesting. We may not need some of the spicier stuff. However, up next we have 22 mag out of a 6-inch barrel. Next, out of a 6-inch, we've got 22 mag. This is the CCI VMAX, which is a well, high velocity round. See if I can land this shot. These guns are hard to shoot. Looks like I just barely clipped the bottom of it. Thanks partially to the challenge of shooting those things, it was a low hit down there at the bottom of the plate. As we peeled the armor out of the box, we noticed there was no spalling. There's what's left of the round. It came out the bottom, and you see that damage to the cardboard? That's because the armor buckled quite a bit. Nice clean hole there through the front layers, and you can see everything stacked up, and I bet that lead just kind of fell out the bottom. But wow, 22 mag, did not expect that. Let's see what 9 mil does. Next up, we've got some Winchester USA Ready. This is plus P. It is a hollow point with a little polymer thing in there. Actually performs really, really well. I've seen this stuff in gel and was quite impressed. Let's see, and we're shooting it out of a SIG 365 XL. Woo, that was some energy. That is definitely buckled on the front. No spall still, which is impressive. and quite a bit of back face deformation. That would certainly hurt, folks, but no hole yet. Now I want to try some, in fact, what was that down there in the bottom? Oh, piece of paper. Thought I saw the bullet rolling around.
It's interesting though that I mean, obviously these are used for one time only in a defensive or protective environment, but it's interesting how much energy it sends other places, because I hit right on top of that.
Yeah, dead center.
Paint.
Well, next we've got another plus P 9mm low. We'll still keep it out of the short 365 XL, but it is a fragmenting hollow point. Still keeping the barrel short, we've got now some Liberty Civil Defense 50 grain plus P, but out of a 3.7 inch barrel. Remember, that's when you want your plus P, is when you're not using a 4-inch barrel or longer. So there's Tia's impact.
Oh,
Some significant back face deformation. What I was looking for here and what we were concerned about from the get-go was spall, which so far we've seen no evidence of. So this coating is doing a really good job of catching everything in it. But man, that armor is taking a beating. And keep in mind, anytime you watch any armor test, folks, that the stuff's meant to be hit once, maybe twice, in 2 very different locations. So as these tests progress, the armor itself is progressively weaker, and so our chances of breaking through or causing some failure are higher.
Is a fragmenting round, and we saw more of it imprinted on the back than we did the other.
Yeah, it typically when rounds break apart, each particle is delivering some of the energy, but that means less energy in any given point. But this Liberty did one heck of a job. So since we know 45 and 10 are just going to deform the heck out of it but not penetrate, we moved up to 7.6225 Tokarev. This is some 1953 machine gun ammo, submachine gun ammo, and usually beats level 3 armor.
There's safety.
Safety's not, it's just a heavy ass trigger. Sorry folks, we don't shoot this very often. So given that Tokarev is, well, a popular Soviet and Soviet influenced round, there's the impact. How does Chinese ammo do against Oh, it got Tokarev'd. So you can see the hole there. It even brought some fibers with it. Look at all that energy dispersion. And you can see the hole in the box. Still no spall though. This has great spall protection. I was totally wrong on my fear of the angles. Of course, after it gets hit, you don't have angles anymore anyways. So from here, we could go, from here, I think we'll step it up to one other that we know will defeat it, and that's 7.6239, but we're gonna do it out of a short barrel. This is the Ultimate AR pistol build that we've got an article and video on as well. So next up is one that we're pretty sure is gonna defeat this, at least it should. 7.6239 out of a 7.5 inch barrel, out of our Ultimate AR pistol build. Oh, and it's suppressed, which is oh so nice. So here is that build. We've got an article with the full parts list on it, but a nice and compact AR pistol in 7.6239, which, as we've shown, doesn't lose much energy when you go to a short barrel. There's where Tia hit. There's the hole in the box, and minimal deformation on the back because it lasered right through. This armor wasn't supposed to be rifle rated, it's pistol rated. Just wanted to show you what happens even when you've got a little shorty 7.6239. Next up, for fun and to demonstrate something, we've got a Yama Max 1. This is a 45 5-inch GI style with 230 grain ball. Now 45 does not go through armor. It never has. It's a big old fat slow bolt, but it delivers a lot of energy. When Tia brought up the point that they say, pardon our neighbor shooting, they say it takes about 3 rounds to stop a fight. So we're gonna see what 3 rounds of 45 does to this soft armor. And our box is now upside down. Not sure. I think, yeah, it looks like all three hit. And you know, this did not deform as much as I expected. Still not seeing any spall issues whatsoever. It's absorbing a lot of things, so I was totally wrong there.
It went through.
Well, that's the entry. Is there an exit?
Negative.
And you can tell it was 45 because it's a big old fat hole.
However, we have 3 holes. Oh, okay, I might have.
Yeah, one might have been a stray shot, but I think it's time we wrap up and draw some conclusions about this stuff. So, TacticalXMen / Universal Armor / whatever. What were your thoughts coming into this, Tia?
I didn't have high hopes. But I've never seen an armor test before. But given how thin it was compared to what I wore, compared to what we still have hanging around, I did not have high hopes.
I thought we were gonna have a spall issue from the angles. That was my whole thing, was like, cool angles, looks like you have pecs. I get it, but it's gonna send stuff into your throat. Our cardboard box shows none of that, despite all the stuff, including fragmenting rounds. So this rubberized coating really did a good job. And I didn't like that there's no NIJ rating on it. No sticker on the back telling you it's safe. But it worked. It stopped what it was supposed to. Didn't stop what it wouldn't stop, as we expected. It does smell a bit like spray paint.
It's terrible. It's like right out of the can.
And hopefully you guys learned a little bit about armor and what happens with back face deformation. Keep in mind that armor stops the penetration, but not the energy. So you're still getting hit with however many foot-pounds of energy that round has. That's what deforms this. That's what hits your chest.
I'm kind of curious though, given that my first impact was dead center on the top of those arches that it was made with, if hitting it there, we saw a lot more projection into the rear of it, and so I wonder if their design is not faulty but negative in that regard. We would have to destroy another one if we wanted to really find out.
Generally, like on metals, a fold creates a stress point.
Right.
So that might be something on there to consider.
Because everything else that hit kind of followed that same pattern, that same creasing, that here you would have thought was meant to disperse what you're feeling in the back. But here you can see on the back clearly where that line was made. And
I wasn't sure if I could trust this stuff. I trust it now. Is it the best stuff out there? I don't think so. The spall absorption, excellent. That's spectacular. It stopped the rounds. It's very lightweight and very affordable. Tia and I were kind of talking about it off camera. Like, it may not be the best thing to go for, but it's certainly better than nothing.
Absolutely.
And affordable. So.
And it's light enough. It's thin enough that if you did choose to wear it, you're protected, at least for the first few Portland rounds that would hit you.
Or it's something you could throw in a backpack.
Yeah.
Or just to have in certain areas where it's an unobtrusive, nice little extra layer of safety.
This is lighter than what I bought for the kids' backpack.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's good stuff. So, might be worth looking into. I'm still nervous about the no NIJ stickers because who knows if this plate happened to be a good one and the other plates aren't. You can't use the one you test and you can't test the one you use. That's kind of the gamble there, but if you're in a pinch,
something's better than nothing.
True. Thanks for watching. So what's an armor test without getting a little bit silly? 200 grain hard cast from Double Tap 10 mil out of a 6-inch 10 mil because reasons. Just want to see what this does. Woo! That to me looks like a 10 mil hole from a hard cast bullet. Well deformed. We've got goodies inside.
Making rattles.
Did not come out the back. I mean, of course, it should be 10 mil rated, but One closing thought on here is I've done armor tests like this in the past, and usually when you get on it like that, the whole thing turns into a bowl or a cup. It just folds up, and this hasn't deformed that much. So I gotta tip the proverbial hat. I'm much more impressed than I expected to be with this TacticalXMen / Universal Armor / Shenzhen, whatever that I read off in the live. Thanks for joining us. Oh, come on, where's the thing? Or am I falling the wrong hole?
Searching for the rattle. They sound like they're up front.
There's one that got obliterated by the armor, and the impact is really smashing stuff. Oh, there's one round. It's cooled off. This, I think, that's the Liberty,
Interesting.
because the nickel plating.
So was that is amazing.
Got squished.
Yeah. I wonder if there's
So that's only
no
like
wow.
a couple layers in where most of them got trapped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
yeah, this is, I was dismissive when I should not have been. Anyways.